Where are we?
We're in Cyprus, and the weather's beautiful.
We just landed and got here last night from Crete, and we spent some time in Chania. Had a blast in Chania. If you didn't get a chance to check out Chania, make sure you go back to see those other episodes. I'm taken aback at how at home I feel here. So far, I love it.
On our way to the Paphos Archaeological Park, which has a lot of the important historic ruins and monuments. The archaeological site of Kato Paphos. All of these mosaics are about from the 3rd century AD. They're really well preserved. So this is a mosaic of Scylla. It's a monster. It's part dog, part fish, and part woman. But she wasn't always a monster. She was actually a beautiful woman. This guy was in love with her. She didn't love him back, so he went to a sorceress named Circe and asked for the sorceress to be able to make her love him. But the sorceress was also in love with this guy, so she was mad. So she threw her potion into the water, and the second that this beautiful young girl got into the water, she was turned into this monster. And that's what happens when you let jealousy get the best of you and you don't take no as an answer. Or if there's other stories about like Narcissus, which is the one right behind you. They have the ancient version of Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth, what inspired Shakespeare. It's pretty impressive. It's a massive house. So some of the things that are different about this site than some of the other ancient historic sites that we've been to recently, it's so like out in the open. There's a few areas that are roped off. Obviously some of the mosaics are in housing and like you can't go on it. But there's whole patches of mosaics just on the ground that you can walk on, and really you're pretty much free just to walk around this entire ancient site.
This mosaic here represents Theseus, the story of Theseus. So he went to Crete to kill the Minotaur because up until that point they had to send as a sacrifice 7 boys and 7 girls for the Minotaur to go chase in his labyrinth. Theseus, whose house this is, went to go kill the Minotaur and then created this mosaic of himself.
This place, it doesn't capture it, but this is massive. Like, you could spend all day here. They actually have like week-long passes. You could just walk through here for days and days and days. And you can also hear all the party boats going by as you're touring this archaeological site. But I think they're drinking heavily on that boat. This is the Odeon, where they used to do performances and things like that. It probably looked better a few hundred years ago, but can you hear that like Greek drinking music back there? They're having a wild time on that boat. But let's go learn things instead.
I want to go on the boat.
Speak louder. It's cool. It's like literally cool. It's nice, it's hot, but this is cool. So this is like the center of town. You have the Agora, which compared to what you see in Athens is like kind of just like a field. But the Odeon's in really good shape, and Asclepeion is actually pretty cool. And Ofer was just explaining the difference between Odeons and Asclepeions.
An Asclepeion is used primarily for Asclepioning, whereas an Odeon is generally used for Odeoning.
ridiculous. Asclepeion is like an old healing center, kind of like an old hospital, but they also included things like stadiums, gymnasiums, access to libraries and theaters, because they felt that access to these amenities promoted self-therapy through rest, relaxation, and exercise. It's pretty progressive. Oh, and then they also had something where they could induce patients into a dreamlike sleep, which is basically like ancient anesthesia with the help of things like opium. Asclepius was actually a demigod. It sounds like he was just a doctor, but he was like known to be able to raise people from the dead. So he was worshipped like a god. Pretty cool. I learned something new today.
Never forget it.
Okay.
Tell us about this place.
That's really all I know. Is it was built in 1200 AD. It was destroyed in another earthquake of 1223, and they never rebuilt it. But there used to be a moat, 8 towers. It seems like it used to be pretty big, but it's just ruins now. This is cool. I think this was a bathroom. I mean, there's definitely a wash basin. They just let you do whatever you want. I mean, you shouldn't. You should try to be respectful, but you can just explore. It's nice. This must have been the center, right? Game of Thrones kind of room. Maybe. Completely speculating on all of this. Dungeon? It's been filled in by rubble?
The monster!
Shut up! I don't know. Seems like it was something that goes down. So what do you think this was? Oh, maybe a trough? Maybe you tie up like horses here and then they'd eat. I wish there was a guide for this. This place is really cool though. You have to come here. It's really right in town. Like you have the main harbor front and this is just steps away. Like it's not going to be far out of your way wherever you're staying in Paphos. Definitely give yourself half a day to a full day because it's just big. If you're coming in the middle of summer, I would come early in the day or later in the evening. I think it would get real hot out here. Bring water or sunscreen and probably like bring your own guide because there's no information. Everything I've been looking up has been on my phone. I like to give facts. If I ever say anything incorrectly, please correct me in the comments. I want to know.
I say incorrect things all the time.
Don't things seem bigger here? I'm just trying to be on my way, so I don't need any trouble. But first, let's see what this statue is, because it looks pretty weird. Why does it look so sad if you caught such a big fish?